We have a very filled next 90 minutes with three fantastic speakers, and we're going to be speaking on nourish the mind, body, and spirit. Our very first speaker is Dr. Shin Lin. I'm going to give a quick bio because we don't have much time. Each of them have so many credits I could spend the whole 90 minutes doing it. But Dr. Lin is the professor in the Department of Developmental and Cell Biology and the Department of Engineering. He's also a faculty member of the Susan Samueli Center for Integrative Medicine, which I'm a part of. And he is going to talk to us today about his research into the use of high-tech approaches to the changes associated with the mind-body practices and traditional Chinese medicine. Welcome, Dr. Shin Lin.
Thank you very much, Robert. Because of limited time, I have shortened the title to 5 ways Tai Chi could lead to a better mind and body. Obviously, there are more than 5 ways, but given so much time, I'll just talk about the 5 more important ones. I could go on to 15 or more. So, Harvard Medical School has it on their website. And it says that, Tai Chi is often referred to as meditation in motion, but it might as well be called medication in motion. And the reason is, it's not advancing. Okay, the reason is that there are so many clinical trials now showing the benefits of Tai Chi. For instance, in 2008, the United States Agency for Health Research Quality did an extensive meta-analysis of almost 1,000 papers on meditative practices and showed that Tai Chi is by far the most efficient in decreasing stress, quantitatively measured as a decrease in blood pressure compared to other types of this thing is advancing by itself. Oh, okay. Compared to other types of meditative practices like yoga and stationary meditations and so forth. New England Journal of Medicine, okay, decrease fibromyalgia symptoms, Parkinson's symptoms, arthritis, prevention of falls, increasing bone density, decreasing LDL, bad cholesterol, improving sleep, improves concentration, boosts immune system, on and on. I could go on for many pages. At UCI, in collaboration with Dr. Stephanie McClellan, we did a pilot study on 10 Newport Beach women between 40s and 60s. And after 10 weeks, physicians' report showed reduction of stress, increased mental clarity, better sleep, less joint pain, feeling more energized. And in the laboratory, we measured a doubling of blood flow measured by laser Doppler and energy flow during Tai Chi, energy flow measured as flow of bioelectricity in the body. So all these good things, So with just a few minutes, let me just quickly get to the 5 things that are most important. So first of all, I'm going to teach you a few techniques you can use at home, okay, which will require you standing up after, this first part of the talk. So how to, decrease stress, boost immunity, improve mental concentration, improve mood, emotion, and so forth. Wow, that's a mouthful, okay? So first, the data. So it either doesn't change or change by itself, okay. Is it delay? It's not changing. Should I point there or point there? Point there? All right, okay. So first, in the laboratory, we did EEG, measuring brainwave patterns while a person is meditating. And we can show that meditation is a unique state, a dual state of relaxed concentration. During meditation, one gets a big increase, so-called theta waves in the brain. This is indicative of somebody who's deeply relaxing. Alpha waves, also somebody who's relaxing, okay? But interestingly, while you can get elevation of beta and alpha waves while you sleep, obviously you'll be relaxing, there's also a big elevation of beta waves, meaning that your brain is really, really active. So this is kind of a unique state of, a dual state of relaxed concentration while you meditate. So you have the benefits of not just resting, but also sharpening your brain at the same time. Secondly, this is classical work done at UC San Diego and UCI. First done with mice. It shows that mice that exercise on the treadmill here, okay, they actually generate more brain cells in the part of the brain called hippocampus. This is the part of the brain that's involved in memory and emotions. 10 years after this work, it was shown like a year or two ago that the new brain cells have two types. The excitatory brain cells that were created are used for memory. So it increases your memory when you do physical activities. The second type of brain cells that's created during physical activity are inhibitory cells. It inhibits the stress response. So when you exercise, you create new brain cells in that part of the brain called hippocampus that will increase your memory and decrease your stress. Tai Chi and Qigong are characterized by having three elements, control of mind, body, and breathing. Control of breathing. We show in the laboratory that when you control your breathing, your blood flow goes from 100% to 150%. Just by controlling your breathing, by breathing slowly, deeply, and evenly. How slow? We determine in the laboratory that if you slow it down to no more than 6 times a minute, 4 times a minute even better, no effect if you go beyond 6 times. If you normally breathe at 12 times, 14 times. You have a very significant increase in blood flow. If you just do an exercise like Tai Chi, that itself could increase blood flow by almost 100%. But if you integrate the breathing with the movement, so if you just move, you can increase blood flow by 100%. I'll teach you this in at the end. If you breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Look at the effect, okay? You have an additive effect. You add this to this, you get a big increase in blood flow. The control is if you do it wrong, breathe out, breathe in, okay? Yeah, it's still pretty good, but not nearly as good. It's like pizza, when it's good, it's really good. When it's bad, it's still pretty good, okay? Now, in addition to increasing blood flow, in our laboratory, we could measure an instantaneous effect on decreasing stress when you do deep breathing exercises. At UCI, we're not allowed to torture the students and put them under stress. But what did they like to do? Play video games, right? So this infamous game now, okay, called Slender Man, okay, when you play the game, this like ghost-like creature is chasing you around, and it's really stressful. And we could measure an increase in heart rate from here to here, increase in blood pressure. But then when we tell the subjects to just do deep, even, and slow breathing, like in Tai Chi, there's an instantaneous decrease in heart rate and in blood pressure as well. So you can see the effect in the laboratory as well. Deep breathing could decrease your stress response. Another thing, so I was like doing this. This is a repetitive movement with deep breathing, okay? Research at Princeton by our close colleague Barry Jacobs showed that that would generate serotonin in the brain to put you in a good mood, okay? Better sleep, better digestion, better sexual function, better brain function, all that good stuff, okay? What they did was they trained cats to do Tai Chi, just to see whether you're still awake. When cats were put on a treadmill so that they start to walk, or they start to do deep breathing when you put them in a chamber, when you decrease the oxygen level a little bit, increase the CO2 a little bit, they start to do deep breathing. Or when they naturally groom themselves, just groom themselves, there's a 40-fold increase in serotonin neuronal activity that you can measure with electrodes. Now, obviously, these are cats. We can't do it to humans by sticking electrodes on them when they do Tai Chi, but this is as best as we can do. So repetitive motion could generate higher serotonin brain activity, leading to all the good stuff. Next, Tai Chi is a mind-body exercise. So, you shouldn't be like riding on a treadmill and watching CNN news and nothing but bad news anyway. So, you should concentrate on what you do. Our close colleague, Dr. Yu at the Cleveland Clinic, showed that when those people, they divide people into 3 groups, the lazy people who don't do anything, these are people who lift weights, okay? These are the people who pretend to lift weights. Instead of lifting weights, they sit there and say, okay? But they're not doing this. The other group is doing this, okay? But don't laugh, okay? The control group, the lazy people who didn't do anything for 6 weeks here, no change in strength, okay? The exercise group had a 30% increase in strength, which is, logical. But the people who just concentrate and think of exercising, but without even doing the exercise, they gained 2/3 of the strength as the group that did the physical exercise. So really concentrating is very important, okay? So I'll teach you that with remaining time. Breakdown of body fat. Everybody's thinking, oh, don't eat that candy bar. Oh, don't eat that Haagen-Dazs. Oh, it's a lot of calories. You have to burn that. To have a half stick of butter, which seems like a lot, which is not a lot if you do baking. That will take you to run a marathon to burn off half a stick of butter. But there's actually more than that, okay? Every time you contract your muscles, you secrete an agent called interleukin-6, which breaks down fat in the body. And here's the proof. This is a mouse, that's normal mouse, normal weight. This is a mouse experimentally with its interleukin-6 gene deleted, so it can't make interleukin-6 no matter how much it exercises. Look at that. And when they inject interleukin-6 back to this mouse, it goes back to this. So it's not just calories. It's like flexing your muscles that will, burn your fat. So I'll teach you some, an exercise that will help do that. it's not working again. Okay. Now, so in Tai Chi, okay, it's actually more than just like lifting weights, because there you exercise, your biceps or triceps one at a time. So in our laboratory, we measure the different muscle groups in the body, like chest muscles, shoulder muscles, back muscles, leg muscles, and so forth. And we found that the Tai Chi exercises are very good for many, many different muscle groups. So this table here is like deltoid, shoulders, chest, oblique muscles here, traps in the back and the lats and so forth. Okay, we can measure. And when one exercise is extremely good for that muscle group, it's red. Okay, orange means it's good, and yellow means it's pretty good, it's fair. And we measure like 20 some popular Tai Chi exercises. Wow, it's filled with red and oranges and so forth. So for instance, to demonstrate, okay, the first one there, through the back dodges, okay, this is like breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. You can see a lot of muscles involved, right? The second one is twisted body fist stance. Breathe in, breathe out, in, out, in, out, in. Okay, so these exercises are great for many, many muscle groups. Next, stretching. This is a big breakthrough in integrative medical research. It's just 2 or 3 years ago that this model was worked out by, among other people, Helena Langevin, who's head of integrative medicine at Harvard. It shows that every time you distort your connective tissues, you actually make all the other cells attached to the tissue, connective tissue, to secrete, okay, various hormones or signaling molecules. You can achieve that by acupuncture, by doing stretching exercises, or getting a therapeutic massage. All of these will distort your connective tissues. And the cells that are connected to the connective tissues, like these, the connective tissues are the wires, okay, they start to secrete adenosine triphosphate. These will bind to receptors that will lead to local pain relief and anti-inflammatory action, but also send signals to the brain that will also end up with anti-inflammatory action and pain. So stretching is very important. Finally, in this part of the talk, we have fast muscle fibers and slow muscle fibers for fast action and slow endurance type movements. And these fibers are mixed in, as you can see. This is like cross-section of a typical muscle group. They're all mixed in. It's not like, oh, this is fast, this is slow. Every muscle group has fast and slow. The group that you don't exercise will deteriorate measurably in 10 days. So you can't say, I play tennis, for a while, and then, I go walking for another, 3 weeks later. No, you really need to exercise your fast and slow muscles at the same time. So the other thing is once you pass 30, your fast muscle fibers are first to go. So as we age, it's more important than ever to exercise the fast ones rather than the slow ones. Otherwise, you get into a downward spiral, and you can, see what happens. You get to move slower and slower and slower and slower, and you can't even move fast if you wanted to. So with that, let's have the lights, and maybe have you stand up, and I'll teach you a few things here. Okay. light space. So if you can, get into the aisles in the front rather than right in front of your chair. Okay. So the first exercise is the most basic of all Tai Chi exercises. It's called silk reeling exercise, okay? And it involves breathing, okay, repetitive movement, relaxation, and mental concentration. So I'll divide that into like 5 different elements, okay? So the first is just very simple. Draw circles with your 2 arms, right? That's a repetitive movement. Then, okay, in Tai Chi, once you move, the whole body moves, yeah? The electro recordings show, many different groups. So now you can go from side to side to side to side, right? So you face the left and, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, okay? Now, lower body, okay? Lower body, if you spread your legs a little bit wider than shoulder width, okay? Without bending at the waist, you can shift weight to one side and another side. One side, another side, right? Okay, that's good. So let's do 1, 2, and 3 together, okay? Face the right, okay, hands at 3 o'clock, and about 2/3 of your weight on the right leg. And now to the left. Shift weight to the left, and back to the right. Left, right, left, right. Now, deep breathing, in and out through the nose. So you have to slow it down to 6 times a minute, and I'll call the 6 times a minute. Okay, in and out, as even as you can, as deep as you can. Okay. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Out. This is about 6 times a minute. In. Out. Okay, so the breathing, so the 3 regulations. Regulate your body, your breathing, and your mind, okay, is moving meditation, okay? So concentrate on a single thought is the definition of a meditative practice. So in this case, we're near Newport Beach. So imagine you're standing on the sand, okay, and you're looking towards the ocean, and it's a nice, warm, sunny day with light breeze, okay? No crushing waves. So imagine the wave surf, the foam coming onto the sand, going back out. So breathe in, breathe out. The surf coming onto the sand, going back out. Onto the sand, going back out. Your legs are like the water, the waves coming in, going out. Slow, yet powerful. The hands are like the white foam carried by the water, completely relaxed. Okay? So this is your yin and the yang. Your legs within the yin, this yang is powerful, yet slow and soft. The hands are completely soft, like the white foam carried by the water. And if you just concentrate on that thought, don't think about your worries, and your deep breathing will increase the blood flow together with the physical movements, and will also decrease stress. Okay? So this is called the Tai Chi silk reeling exercise. You're like reeling in a single strand of silk without breaking it. All right, one more. Tiger pushing up, okay? Intention, and muscle contraction, okay? Pretend that you're a tiger. You're lifting up heavy barrels of water and pushing them up, pulling them down. But you're a big cat. You're still a cat. You playfully push these floating balls down in the water. Breathe in. Stretch. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Here's the stretching for anti-pain, anti-inflammatory, and pretending to exercise. And then relax. Tiger pushing up. Okay. One more? No?
Yeah. You know, we're short on time. And I think that you're enjoying this more than if we would ask Dr. Lin a few questions. Would you rather do 5 more minutes of some examples?
Yeah. Okay, three more minutes. Okay. All right. Finally, you need to exercise your fast twitch muscle fibers too, okay? And the most effective ways to exercise fast muscles is explosively fast, okay? And also, in exercise physiology, this is concentric movements, which is not very good for fast twitch muscles. This is eccentric. Going out is eccentric. That's the best type of exercise. So now, you want to make sure you don't have people within your reach, okay? So first, okay, the double punches, okay? Just breathe in. Oh, breathe in, breathe out, not through the nose, through the mouth. Otherwise, you make a mess, okay? So breathe in. Relax, breathe in and explode. Breathe in. Okay? Now, you couple that, okay, whole body, right? So you can, instead of punches, you do a stretch kick, but you don't have to like kick like Bruce Lee or Yip Man. Okay, just like that. Okay, it's a snap. Okay, that's an eccentric movement. So breathe in. Breathe in. 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 Okay, so that's the that's okay. The casualty is only the cup, not the neighbor. All right, so that's the Tai Chi double punch snap kick. And if you wonder, wait a minute, I thought Tai Chi is a bunch of old people in the park, doing this. That's just modified Tai Chi. Real Tai Chi is the perfect harmony of fast and slow, soft and hard. That's the spirit of Tai Chi. When people are moving like this, they're not controlling the breathing. That's just a very abbreviated form of exercise. Okay, that's all the time I have. Thank you.